Hey guys, through here with Not for Blender. In this one we're gonna talk about how to install experimental version of Blender, and I will show you how to set it up and which add-ons I'm using and how I set all my add-ons up, which means I will show you all my secrets. So let's get on with it. So go to Google, you might have heard of it, and then type Blender and click on download, and scroll down and you go to experimental. Don't download this garbage unless they fixed it, which I think they didn't, but if they did, that's great. But if they didn't, stay away from it. It's rubbish. Go to experimental and download either beta or alpha, and I would suggest you get alpha because chicks dig it. Every chick wants a bit of alpha in her life. So anyway, get alpha and download it. It's gonna be a RAR file or zip, whatever the fuck you have it, and on your system, and right click and unpack it. And once you unpack it, you don't need it because you're gonna get this folder with your Blender files. Now there you go. So when you open the folder, the experimental versions, they work a little bit differently than stable versions. You do not install them, okay? They come in a folder and you launch Blender from that folder. So you keep this folder on your C drive or whatever, on a desktop, and you simply double click and then double click on Blender and it will open Blender, and that's how you start it. And if you want to have a quick access to it, you simply right click on it and pin to taskbar, and you move it in here. And I think this one is old, so I can just simply unpin it. I'm not gonna be downloading any settings from my 2.9. You could do that by simply clicking this this button. It's gonna install settings, all the settings and add-ons from 2.91 if you have it on your system. But we're gonna do it manually, right? So I can show you everything that I do, right? So now, first of all, what I'm gonna do is enable you to see whatever I'm doing, meaning I'm gonna increase the size of UI interface to 1.5 PG. Now, I'm gonna install an add-on, and also I'm gonna turn this bollocks off because I wanna have full control over my Blender. And install, and I'm gonna install desktop add-ons screencast keys. Where are you, you bastard? Screencast keys, this one, right? PG. Now save preferences and let's turn them on so we can see what the hell is going on. So wait a minute, screencast keys, turn it on, save preferences, and we're good to go. Boom, right? And also we need to set the size in here, so make it a bit bigger, and we're good. Okay, so press A, delete all these bollocks, right, because we don't need them. Hover your mouse here and collapse this rubbish, and I'm gonna adjust it like that because I like it like this, and I'm going to make it a little bit narrower, and then I'm going to defaults and save startup file. Now we're gonna start setting our Blender properly, okay? So first of all, let's start with the add-ons that we will need, and they come with Blender, meaning bull tools. Okay, that's one. All right. Then we will need, what I call them, copy attributes menu. Then F2, edit mesh tools. Node Wrangler, and let me think, 3D print toolbox, this one is important. Loop tools, and this should do, right? Save preferences. So these are our add-ons, right? Cool. Now we're gonna set up our Blender. Okay, so we're gonna go to preferences and interface. What's going on here? Developers tool, blah blah, Python tips, blah, not interesting. Themes, go to 3D viewport, and we're gonna adjust a few things in here. Object selected, I like it white, okay? And then vertex selected and S, make it white, and edge select, make it white, and face selected the same. It's just easier to see, guys, it's easier to see. That's the truth, basically. Now, this is important. Face orientation back and front. I don't need to see front, so I'm gonna just go here and reduce the alpha to 0. So open this window and alpha to 0, so we don't have to see it. Wait a minute. Yeah, alpha to 0, right? I think. Let me just flip it and see. Cube, and let's just flip a face. Press 3 for face, and then Alt-N and flip. Yes, it worked. So now all I can see is red, but I don't see this blue rubbish, okay? So it's easier to see. Alright, perfect. Let's go back to preferences and scroll all the way down and change the vert size here. Online width, face dot size. That should be bigger, and origin point, there we go, and save preferences, right? Viewport, blah, blah, blah. You could increase the quality of viewport to 16 samples. I mean, depends on your machine, so be careful with it. You know, it really depends, right? Lighting doesn't matter, editing doesn't matter, animation, no, add-ons, whatever. Input, input. I think this is fine. Navigation, yes. Select orbit around selection, turn off auto perspective, and turn on depth. And that should do. Also, wait a minute, input, was it input? Where is this option where you choose? I think it was, it was here on the key map, right? Spacebar should be search. That's important. And that's about it. System, important. Undo steps, 256, that's maximum. CUDA, I'm gonna just run this one, you know, only the graphic card, because that gives me better results. And that should do. You could increase memory limit here if you wanted to for video sequencer. If you have more RAM, I just don't really care much about this because I don't do many animations, but there you go. Save and load, doesn't matter. File path. You could also play with this one. I don't, so save preferences. Now, let's set the render engines, right? So Eevee, you know, somewhere around 100 should be good, and ambient occlusion. This could be set, by the way, with hardops by simply going to Eevee HQ, but you know, you can do it manually as well. Screen space reflections, turn them on. Turn off half rest, turn on refraction. These are max settings, by the way, yeah. Motion blur, I don't need it. And shadows, I'm going to go with 2K as default. And high bit depth, okay, that's important. Film, transparent, so we don't see the background of the HDRI. And I think that's about it. Cycles, GPU compute, 250 samples, and then light path should be 6 for 4, then 4 here, 4 here, and I think we're good. That's cool. Then let's go to performance and set it to, now this will depend on your machine. I got TI 280 Ti, so it's not amazing, but you know, this is what I'm working with at the moment. So these are my settings for the tiles. Basically what it is tells computer how big of a tile you want to render at once. So this is 2K, right? If you can go higher, go higher. If you have to go lower, go lower. You need to play with it when you render, and you just see if these settings give you better results or not. You could also play with these settings here. So, you know, occasionally some computer setups give better performance during render when you have both enabled CPU and GPU. In my case, it's not so I have it disabled. Use her, this is bullshit. We don't need this unless you know, doing character work. Transparent, good. Color management, performance, blah blah blah. Okay, now output, I like it, you know, I like it proper size, so 16 by 9, and then I want to hear TIFF and 16-bit and none. Metadata, we could put here, you know, you could put under note in every render, you know, Pontariri, for example, or something like that, you know, auriri.com or whatever, just the website or name or whatever you want. And they should do, right? And this one is cool. We need to go to compositor and enable use nodes. And then, which window was it? It was somewhere here, right? Denoising data, that's the one. Jesus, I'm getting old. Click this one, move it, and we're gonna add here the denoiser. So, don't remember what it was. Denoiser, there's a denoise. And glare, so the glare is for the blooming cycles. Streaks change to fog glow, and they should do. And then we need to run the denoising normal to normal and albedo to albedo, and then we set. Cool. This one is set. Go to layout, and then let's collapse this bastard. Okay. Let's open these buggers and shader editor and go to world and press on this one and Control T. This should be, if you have node wrangler enabled, Control T will bring these nodes. And we're going to go to HDRI, so desktop, Blender all, and HDRI, and I'm gonna just drop an HDRI file in here. You can get those files from HDRI.heaven.com or something like that. So collapse it and we're done. Now we're gonna save the default preferences again, right? So save, just not to lose it. And now we're going to, you know, clean this scene a bit up, yeah? So, you know, collapse this and collapse these, so it's nice and clean when you open it. Perfect. And sampling, actually I would like to see my sampling, so that's good. Then what we're gonna do is turn off this bollocks because we don't need it, and turn on cavity, so I don't have to do it every fucking time. Also, let me think, this should do. Right, now add-ons, edit, preferences, let's go. So, install, right? Mercury 29. Boom. Then box cutter, come on. 7, there we go. So install this and let's click OK. Boom. Sorted. Now I'm going to install Decal machine. Okay, so we got Decal machine. Let's refresh it and should be the new one. Boom. Install Decal machine. There we're gonna install KitOps. KitOps done. Mesh machine, I know I'm up to date. I'm pretty sure I'm up to date, so install add-on. Machine tools, the same, I'm up to date. I'm pretty sure I'm up to date, so I install it. Then we need cablerator, so install cablerator. Then what we need is photographer for sure, but there is a new photographer. It's 3.5. Let me just see here. I'm gonna move my photographer from downloads because I downloaded it some time ago, and go to photographer 3.5. That's the one. Install. And Instamat 1.8. So let's get the new Instamat. This one is new. So install. And power backup. Refresh it. And 2.0. Install. And then, oh yes, we need to select this, right? There you go. Let's see then. Quadro mesh, I don't need it now. Quick shot. I like this add-on a lot. Sometimes I don't install everything because it's just too much on the bar, you know. I need mirror tools, but this needs to be installed manually, so we're gonna just give it give it a break. But you know, if I go here, save preferences, and press on N, you know, it just gets a bit dense. So you know, the more you install, the denser it's gonna become. This is, you know, for now it's gonna do. So let's see how we're gonna set up the box cutter and, you know, hard ups, right? So first of all, power save. I'm going to set use autosave and save the copy, and also this one I'm going to turn these options on, and the rest is fine. In the box cutter, so turn the box cutter on, and we're going to go to input and enable cancel add-on and preserve alt, and go to grid options, right? So we need to turn it on here and make it a bit smaller, so you know, maybe 0.1, and then turn it off. And then I'm going to select add-on and turn on my add-on lock, because I really like working with add-on lock, and switch back to box, press W to turn it off, go back to my preferences, and then you need to go to Decal machine. You need to specify your folder location, okay? Because otherwise you'll not be able to see your decals, right? You know, you got only the sample decals. So you need to go here and to know where your decals are located, right? So I know that my decals are under assets, so here. Alright, so press accept, and it's gonna load them all up. It's gonna take a while because I got a ton of these decals. There you go, see, so it's all libraries just loaded. And that's that. And then I need to change here number of rows. I'm gonna make it into 5 or 6, and size of the decal library icons, make it 5, and that will do. And then I'm gonna go here to creation and change this to Ponto Yuri and Blender Bros. Yep, that's it. So save preferences. Then keytops, you know, you need to set it up too. So probably gonna have to download the new library. But basically, what you do is you go to file path and you need to specify where your master file is. So mine is in where the add-ons are. So I go to add-ons and select the master, and boom, right? Accept. And you know, the same with, like, for example, I like Smudger Pro. I don't know if Smudger Pro is actually updated or not. Refresh it, and Smudger Pro v6, install add-on, enable it, and then you need to enable the assets too, right? So you need to go to add-ons and this one, and accept. You should be good to go. You can set the baking path as well, right? So save prefs. Now, machine tools, right? So what I don't use, right? It's, let me see, Smart Vert, Smart Edge, Face. I don't use mirror, align, apply, select, mesh, browser tool. I don't really use this, but I can leave it. Mode Spy, Save Shading, Pie Views, Align Cursor transform by Collections Pie. The rest is fine. So, save preferences. And that's pretty much it, guys. You know, these are my setups, so the rest is literally default. So all I do is set my scene, and then I just press save startup file, and I'm good to go. So this is how I set up my Blender, guys. And then, you know, it takes about, you know, half an hour. You can see, right, half an hour to set this thing up. This is why I use Power Backup, because once I set my Blender up, right, what I do is go to this panel, go to Power Save, and simply back up my preferences. So I remove the old one, right, and simply save this file. So I save preferences, right. Another fantastic add-ons, you know, that are worth mentioning are, for example, add-ons that are used for where is it, desktop, Blender, all add-ons for UVing, like for example Zen UV, fantastic add-on, right? Brilliant, you know. This one here, UV Square, is a free add-on, which is just exceptionally good. Then you have UV Pack Master. I mean, who doesn't use UV Pack Master, you know? And then is, I think, one more. Text tools, you know, brilliant add-on, right? You know, oh, Pythons. I think I just switched it off and on too quickly. There you go, see? Enable it one more time. There you go. It's my mouse. I think I'm just too happy clicking it. Let's do it again. So, preferences. And remove it. Okay, save preferences. Close Blender. Launch it. Remember that we are an experimental Blender, so, you know, shit happens, right? You cannot be bitching about something that is, you know, unstable by definition. So, but trust me, it's actually better than the stable version. So there you go. Add-ons, and one more time, text tools. It might not be working with 2.92. Oh, there we go, it's working. I simply click too fast. If you click on and off too fast, you're impatient. It is actually with my mouse, but you know, if you do that, you could get issues. So that's why you need to be patient when you take this window off. It's important, right? Or the box. Sketch style, you know, it's a fantastic add-on too. I don't use it at the moment that much, but yep, that's it. That's you know, that's the bread and butter of what I'm using. So there you go. I'm just gonna save defaults, and I mean save a default file, and I'm done. So, and also I'm going to expand this window, like when I'm recording videos, right? I wanted this window to be perfectly sort of aligned to the edges of my space here, so I don't have to resize windows when I'm recording. So, you know, I can save the preferences and everything one more time, and everything should be great. So there you go. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the vid. All the add-ons in the video description, so if you would like to buy them, go through the links. You're gonna help me as well. Thanks for watching. Catch you next video.